Hello, dear friends. Today I want to tell you about the Yanomami tribe. It's only recently come into contact with humans, so there are some traditions that can be shared. The tribe is located in the territory of two countries, Venezuela and Brazil, in the Amazon jungle. It's quite well off, away from civilization. The main people in the tribe are the two chiefs who are responsible for their tribes. The first chief is the most important, and the second chief is usually the chief's younger brother. Without the first chief's permission, the younger chief cannot influence anything. The tribe lives in Shabono for the chief's convenience. A Shabono is a ring-shaped canopy with an open space inside. The structure can vary in diameter from 30 to 200 m, and the roof can be up to 7 to 8 m high. Traditionally, the roof extended down to the ground, forming a wall, but in the 21st century, it is more common to first build a wall made of a lattice-like structure of wooden poles covered with clay-like soil up to 1.8 m high, on which the roof is supported. Inside the Shabono, each family has a separate section, which can be open or separated from the neighboring sections by a light wooden partition or wide banana leaves hanging from crossbars. Hammocks are hung between support poles and the outer wall. Daily household activities are carried out in the family sections, near the hearth. Shelves for storing household items are arranged along the outer wall and above the hearth. The central open space is the center of the community's everyday. Children play here, and ritual life. Guests are welcomed here, and ceremonies, yopo, rijo, are held. The inner, most remote strip. The Yanomami tribe believes in the legend of the blood of the moon. According to one version of the legend, the Yanomami were descended from the blood of the moon, which once came to Earth to devour the bones of a great shaman. Enraged, the people attacked the moon with arrows, and it returned to the sky, wounded. Another version of the legend connects the origin of the Yanomami with mythical creatures. It mentions an anaconda, a giant snake that was attacked by a harpy. Women came out of the head of the defeated anaconda, and men came out of the tail. The Indians believe that the spirits control thunderstorms and stormy winds, the changing of day and night, the fertility and abundance of game in the forest, and the stability of the sky. Traditionally, the Yanomami tribe did not wear modern clothing that could be passed on to them by other people. Men tied their genitals to their stomachs, and women wore cotton threads around their torsos for beauty. Instead of clothing, they adorned their bodies with beads, feathers, necklaces, earrings, and bracelets. However, in recent years, the tribe has begun to connect with the outside world. The society started giving them modern clothes like shorts and t-shirts, and many of the tribe refused to accept these gifts, but eventually some of the Yanomami people tried on the clothes and liked them, so many of the tribe started wearing modern clothes. However, it is strictly forbidden to participate in any rituals while wearing modern clothes. Sex is not a taboo topic in the tribe. Even young children know about adult sexual relations. They themselves are only allowed to engage in anal sex. Adult men, in addition to their wives, may have a partner, meaning homosexuality is commonplace. However, women cannot have a lesbian partner. For this, she can be killed or, at best, beaten within an inch of her life. At 4 years old, boys have their ears pierced, and 8-year-old girls have their lower lip and nose pierced. The Yanomami have a special attitude toward menstruation. A girl's first menstruation is a signal that she is ready for marriage. How do others know this? By her clothing. After this, a girl is not allowed to go completely naked. Her mother also begins building a menstruation hut. There is a specific ritual. Tribal women rarely menstruate, as they are often pregnant. When their period begins, the woman cannot speak, only whispering. During these days, she fasts and stays in a shelter away from people. The Yanomami believe that a woman in this state cannot be seen, as menstrual blood is very dangerous. The poor woman sits in the hut, completely naked, and practically does not eat or drink. The tribe believes that contact with water is prohibited during menstruation. So to drink, the woman inserts a hollow tube into her throat, through which water is poured. The main thing is that the water does not touch her teeth, otherwise, according to the Yanomami, they will all fall out. Also, during these days, the woman cannot touch herself with her hands, only with a stick. The only food allowed is plantains, bananas. The husband of a menstruating woman is also subject to restrictions. He does not drink water, does not eat honey, and does not scratch himself. The Yanomami eat a variety of food that not everyone can eat. Women grow the main crops, plantains, vegetable bananas, and cassava. They also cultivate sugarcane, sweet potatoes, mangoes, papayas, corn, and other plants in their gardens. Agriculture provides up to 75% of the calories in their diet. They use cassava flour to make flatbreads over charcoal. Protein comes from wild resources obtained through gathering, hunting, and fishing. Men hunt small and large game with bows, sometimes lacing their arrows with curare poison. The diet includes monkeys, toucans, macaws, and turtles. Women also gather food, catching frogs, crabs, caterpillars, and collecting insect larvae, such as termites. Women and children catch fish in shallow rivers using their hands and various techniques, such as piling up seaweed on the bottom to trap the fish. The Yanomami sometimes cut down palm trees to promote the growth of insect larvae, which become an additional food source. The tribe is quite aggressive toward the outside world. 10 years ago, they did not allow any outsiders onto their lands. There were even cases of people attempting to enter their territory, but they were unable to return. According to some anthropologists, such as Brian Ferguson, instances of military aggression among the Yanomami may be the result of contact with European culture. The spread of efficient tools and other benefits of civilization could have placed villages at a disadvantage, generating competition and hostility. A reputation for bloodthirsty warriors could also have helped them obtain desirable European goods. Some researchers suggest that militancy may have developed due to resource scarcity in their habitats, which generates competition and conflict for survival. It is important to note that assessments of Yanomami aggressiveness vary. For example, anthropologist Napoleon Chagnon, in his book Yanomami, A Fierce People, 1967, created a stereotype of the tribe as a people living in a constant state of war. However, later studies, such as those of Jacques Lizo, have softened this image. We return to a place where time flows differently, to the heart of the Amazon, to a people who never asked us to come. The Yanomami. We saw them living in a harmony we've long lost. How mothers breastfeed their children by the fire. How shamans heal body and soul with yakuana and ancient songs. How men hunt with bows and arrows, and women gather fruits and know every medicinal plant in this endless green ocean. But we also saw threats. Gold miners burning down the forest. Diseases to which they have no immunity. Governments that sometimes protect them and sometimes simply turn a blind eye. And most terrifying of all, the gradual disappearance of their world, disappearing not only from the map but from human memory. The Yanomami are not just another vanishing tribe. They are a mirror into which humanity should look before it's too late. They remind us that progress doesn't necessarily mean destruction, that it's possible to live without leaving scars on the earth, that true strength lies not in possession, but in respect. Today, when the whole world talks about ecology and climate, the Yanomami have been living for thousands of years in a way we're only just beginning to dream of, in true balance with nature. We shouldn't save them by turning them into museum exhibits. We must protect them, protect their right to be themselves, the right to speak their language, the right to hear the spirits of the forest. Because if the last Yanomami disappear, it won't just be a tribe. A part of humanity's soul will vanish, a piece of knowledge we've almost forgotten. As long as their songs still resound around nightly fires in the depths of the Amazon, as long as children run across the red earth of the Malak, as long as a shaman summons the spirits in a Shabono hut, we still have hope. The hope that we can learn to live not against the earth, but with it. Thank you for being with us on this journey. And may the voices of the Yanomami long be heard above the noise.